Who has two thumbs and didn't forget to hit record this time? All right, let's call Paul. Let's call Paul.
Good evening, Drew.
Hello, Paul.
How are you doing?
I was just singing the I didn't forget to record this week song.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's the little things, man.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Are you rolling into this holiday weekend with some time off, or what are you doing?
No. Uh, Working tomorrow. Get Monday off, but other than that, no. I'm taking some time off later in July, so working tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was sort of you're not back in the office at all, right? Like you're not going back.
Not till the end of August.
Yeah, so I was on the struggle bus quite a bit this week. So apparently, computers were not my friend this past week. So let me explain. Apparently, a Chipotle order showed up at my old work, which is your current work for me.
Huh.
Not really sure how that happened.
Neat.
I'm gonna use our position of power for a minute to kind of put Chipotle on blast.
Please do.
I hate their mobile app, and I hate the online ordering experience from Chipotle.
Okay.
Now,
but yet you continue to use it.
And because it's delicious and I like it.
Chipotle is the worst version of Chipotle you can get.
Wow. That's some deep, insightful shit right there. I don't really know where the blame for this lies. So I'm at like a solid 80% success rate with Chipotle app. So here's typically how this goes. Once we all kind of went down into lockdown and everybody started ordering food from home, I started hitting the Chipotle thing really hard because for me, Chipotle is, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive for what it is. But when I was sort of working with my nutritionist, the Chipotle bowl ticks a lot of my nutrition boxes. It fits very neatly into my macros, and it's a good thing to order. So I was doing the thing where I was doing like the DoorDash thing, and they would show up with my food. And for quite some time, considering how many people were doing it, it worked really well for me. And then something happened, I don't know what, where like deliveries just wouldn't show up, or like the dasher would show up to the restaurant and none of the food would be ready. And for these service economy employees, like time is literally money. Like they can't sit there if Chipotle's behind for 20 minutes and wait for my food. So they would just leave the restaurant without my food. And sometimes they would update their app or their event-based queue to say, hey, I left without Drew's food, or like we don't know where your food is. And it's just a huge pain in the butt because at that point you have to get your money back from DoorDash. You don't get it back from Chipotle, and it's just not great. So once I started being brave and I was masking up, and now that I'm vaccinated, I try to cut the middleman out, and I usually just go pick up my food. But I had a really busy last few weeks, and what had happened was over like the span of 3 days, the Chipotle mobile app updated like 3 times.
That's a good sign. It's always a good sign.
Well, man. So, okay, man, why am I even talking about this? You can save profiles in the Chipotle app, as one does, of the different addresses where you might want to order food from or have food delivered to. I had used the Chipotle app for years, like most hip modern companies. I mean, I think we're the only people without mobile apps, and I think technically you might have one.
Me personally, no.
Okay.
I mean,
but
we could make that happen.
What if it was just like you launch the app and it's just our faces?
I'm gonna add that to my to-do list.
All right, that can't be hard, right?
Well, that's never gonna get past app review. It has to do something, but I can figure out something for it to do.
Okay, all right. Okay. So anyway, where was? Okay, so I had like profiles in there for like my work address and my home address for delivery. And every time, well, no, that's not fair. Most times that the app updates, it signs you out of the app. And thanks to my wonderful 1Password, I just, I hit the button, I smile at my camera, and I unlock my phone, and I unlock any password that's on my phone. Well, what apparently had happened, now that I've sort of deciphered what happened, was they did an app upgrade where the app changed from the canonical chipotle brown pepper to a white background with a brown pepper. And I was like, oh, they're doing the whole new clean thing. Good for them. But then I went to launch the app when I actually wanted to order food the other day, and it changed back to the brown icon. And I was like, all right, well, somebody changed their mind, or maybe they released the dev version. I don't know. Maybe it's like different colors for different environments. I might have seen that somewhere before. So anyway, I launched the app and I order my food. And I'm getting the push updates. Hey, your driver has picked up your food. Your food's on the way. The food's in your area. The food's breached the perimeter. Like
it's coming in hot.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming out of the walls. But looking out my window, no vehicles were inbound. So a while goes by, and my food doesn't show up. And I had meetings, so I couldn't call and yell and ask for my money back. But then, about 30 minutes later, I get a text from an individual that works in the previous building that I used to work. They're like, hey, you had food show up here. And I was like, oh, well, that's awkward. And he was like, well, what was it? And I was like, well, it's a burrito. You can have it. Like, here's what on it. And he's like, thanks. And I think he might have ate it. So I bought somebody at my former work lunch. So you're welcome. Okay, so what happened?
I'm sorry, that's just really funny.
Okay, so here's what happened. You can set a favorite, the canonical Harding, the restaurant you want to order from, and your home address. As some part of this app upgrade, it changed my favorite restaurant to be the Park Center restaurant, which is technically closer to me than the Dublin restaurant. And it also changed my favorite address to the saved work address that I had on
you're
file.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. I, just changed my preferences. It's totally fine. I get it. Databases are hard. Data upgrades are hard. Something might have happened where all these things got changed and, somebody got a free lunch on me. I didn't bother disputing it because it's clearly my fault.
Right.
I continue to do this to myself. So lesson learned. The Chipotle app is terrible. I think Chipotle should move away from whatever technology. I shouldn't say that because I know some of the technology they're using, but it's never a good experience. Like, orders just get lost sometimes. My thing is like, now that, and again, this is gonna sound like I'm punching down, and it's not meant to be, but one thing I have noticed is now Chipotle is back to the point where, because of the sweet vaccine juice and mask mandates sort of going away, that they've opened their in-person ordering line back up. And like, the Chipotle near me went through a really big remodel where they basically doubled the space that they have to do online orders because, everybody was ordering online and picking up. But our Chipotle is really bad about putting people in the line where people are standing to order food, like right then and there. So the experience is usually place an online order and hope it's ready in time. Like, I purposely go late just because when I normally order lunch, it's really busy for them. So it's never ready on time, regardless of how many people they throw at the problem. And if somebody orders like some huge catering order, like you're never going to get your food. You might as well just go through the line when you show up and eat the cost, because at that point you're hungry and you just want to eat and everything's awful. Or you go and you stand in line and everybody's working the online orders and there's literally like a cashier and one burrito jockey doing all the work and they just can't keep up with the demand. And I get it. Like, companies are hurting for employees right now. So it seems really dumb of me to complain about this, but it's just been a consistently bad experience for the past 6 months, just trying to get that sweet Chipotle in my belly because it's delicious.
I mean, Chipotle is fine. It's just, you could do better than Chipotle.
Are you gonna be like that contrarian Qdoba person?
I think Qdoba is far better than Chipotle. Far
it isn't,
better.
Though.
The only advantage Chipotle has is there's more of them.
But this is like settled law. Like, Qdoba lost.
It's
like
not. It's not. That's not. No, absolutely not. No. I find Chipotle's meat to be blander, their salsas to be less exciting. just everything about it I think is better somewhere
Okay.
else.
All right.
No, don't be
So
wrong.
if we're
Like if someone said, "Hey, we're gonna get a bunch of Chipotle," I'll be like, "Okay." Like Chipotle is good. It is just the worst example of Chipotle you can get. There are things that are excellent, while Chipotle is just
okay. All
good.
right. Okay, but hold on though. If we're gonna if we're really doing this, if this is the space we're gonna play in, and we
Just
can
saying.
play in this
Just
space,
saying.
but if we're gonna take this on balance, I think you will find there are more check marks in the Chipotle box than the Qdoba box. Now, I will concede
Flavor?
as a connoisseur,
Quality.
as a self-proclaimed burrito connoisseur, here is what I will gleefully concede: the Chipotle chicken is way too dry, way too dry. There was a time before they kind of like had that lawsuit because a bunch of people got sick in a restaurant not too far from where I live, where the Chipotle chicken was a little bit juicier, a little less not hard. But now you go in there and you get the chicken and it's like crusty. Like you're just getting like the tips of the chicken. And I know chicken is hard to get, but this is long before chicken became a thing that was hard to get everywhere. But like the chicken isn't good anymore. So I don't get the chicken. The two things I get is I get the steak. The steak has been really, really good.
The steak is the best thing to get at Chipotle. I agree.
So I don't agree with that at all. The barbacoa is the best thing to get.
Okay.
The shredded beef. That is the absolute best thing on Chipotle's menu. Because they give you, because number one, I don't think a lot of people get it. Like carnitas kind of falls in this too, but carnitas is just pork that doesn't taste as good. But
wow.
Like
wow. Okay. You can't be more wrong. That's okay. All right.
but hold on. But barbacoa is the best thing that they make, and they always give you a ton of it, just because unlike the cubelets of most of the other stuff that they serve, they have a spoon for those. They have tongs for the barbacoa, and they get in there deep, and they will just heap that under. They will just destroy you with barbacoa if you ask them to, because they're like, "Oh, you're one of like the 6 people that likes this? Great, here." So but the steak and the barbacoa are the best thing to get. I will say that, yeah, the chicken at Qdoba is definitely better. Like the one big thing, like the one big advantage that I think Qdoba has over Chipotle is the Qdoba queso is really good.
It absolutely, not good. Queso will literally kill you, but it's really good. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Chipotle tried to do the queso thing, but they just keep flailing around like they don't know what they're doing.
And there is one topping you can get at Qdoba that just takes it to the next level, and that is pickled jalapenos.
Okay. I mean, I don't like jalapenos, so you're right.
I'm not a fan of like raw jalapenos, but pickled jalapenos, yes, please. Oh, put those in my face.
How does that adjust the flavor profile of the jalapeno?
It kind of takes the heat off a little bit and adds some of that vinegar tang to it that you would get from like, a pickle. It makes them less hot for sure. At least I think they do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get those, so that wouldn't necessarily factor into my ranking of this. But then again, I mean, you could make the argument that it's like, hey, more toppings, more choices. I get it. I don't even know where there's a Qdoba around me anymore.
I don't know where they are anymore either. Hold on, let's ask. Qdoba.
Yeah, we have
me.
I think the closest one to me is like in Worthington.
There's some, they're not close. They're like near Upper Arlington, downtownish.
Now, again, back when we used to go places for work, I did like that Qdoba would travel to you.
Yes, yeah.
They used to like show up with like their little catering trucks and do things, which I think is good. But yeah, I don't know, man. And I don't really like the salsas at Qdoba.
Oh,
I mean, maybe this is a personal thing, but
I think they're way better.
But which ones do you get?
I like their hold on, let me look and remember what I usually get. Their pico is good. Their corn salsa is really good. Their salsa verde, the green salsa, that's my favorite. The salsa verde, the green salsa.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I get green salsa. fuck me up. Like I love green salsa at any Mexican or Mexican adjacent restaurant I go to. Like that is my go-to. I don't like super hot stuff, and I don't like whole tomatoes that I poop out later. So I like green salsa on stuff. Same with corn. I don't think corn is a salsa. Corn is a vegetable. Like I would just, if I want corn, I would just go get corn on the cob or a can of corn. Like I don't want corn in my Mexican stuff, even though like cornbread is a thing. I think that might be the one exception to that rule. I'm not a big fan of the corn
I think
salsa.
you're bad at Chipotle, Drew.
I don't think so. I really don't think I am. I think that if you look at my purchase history, you will realize that I'm extremely qualified to make this determination.
Okay.
All right. Well, speaking of mishaps.
Do you
have anything else? Yeah, speaking of mishaps, boy, I had a doozy this week, man. Which I'm
here for this.
If you've listened to the show at all, and nobody does, so you're forgiven. But I'm in the process of buying a home. We are rapidly approaching close date. I'll just cut to the chase here. Somebody is claiming unemployment benefits under my name and ID in the state of Kentucky.
So let me just ask the question needs to be asked. You don't live in Kentucky, right?
I don't live in Kentucky.
You haven't worked in Kentucky?
I've never worked in Kentucky. I have visited Kentucky.
So,
but I have never worked in Kentucky.
So this is definitely not you.
No, it's not.
Does your significant other has anything she needs to tell you?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, so here's what happened. We went out to dinner last week, as we do. On Saturday, we came back. The mail hadn't arrived yet that day. So when we got back from dinner later that night, we checked the mail, and there was a letter from the Kentucky Office of Unemployment Insurance. And my lady friend was like, "What is this?" She's like, "Did you get fired?" And I'm like, "I don't think so." And I opened it up, and it was essentially like a 1-page, like almost like an explanation of benefits, where it was like, here's your total entitlement. Here's what you're entitled to a week. And it wasn't really clear, like who requested it. It didn't say anything about who requested it. It definitely had my social security number in it. So it looked extremely legit. There was a phone number and there was an address, but it's a state agency. It was Saturday night. I know they're not going to be open Sunday.
Nope.
So I didn't really even think anything about it until Monday morning rolled around. So Monday morning rolls around and I'm looking at this piece of paper. And it's starting to dawn on me. I was like, this probably isn't great. So I started going online. First of all, I tried the number, and I'm just going to say this right now. The thing that frustrates me the most about this is I know that this will get resolved. I don't know how quickly it will get resolved,
right.
But I cannot get anybody on the phone to discuss this. So every phone number that I found, like, first of all, they put like a URL on a piece of paper, which is like the dumbest thing you could possibly do. And it's not a short URL.
It's a big,
okay?
Yeah, got it.
It's like, I'm surprised there's not like a get parameter, like a question mark and ampersands in this thing. Like it was an obnoxiously long URL that I had to hand type. So I start typing this in, and there's like these phone numbers. So I try to call, and what you're going to hear in this story repeatedly is like when you call, it doesn't really matter what number you call, you get prompted with a choice of number 1 or number 2 on the teleprompts. The first is enter your social and your PIN to access your benefits. Okay. Well, I have a social security number, but no PIN. I don't have a PIN number. Or
somebody does.
Somebody has a PIN number. It ain't me. And there's no way to there's no way to get anybody on the phone to reset the PIN. You can request a PIN reset, and they will mail you a new PIN when the post office sees fit to deliver that message. So I did that. I've yet to receive a letter with my updated PIN. Or the second choice is, hit 2 to speak to somebody at the Kentucky Unemployment Insurance thing. And I'm sure you have called companies before, Paul, and you go into a queue and you wait for somebody to answer the phone, right?
Your call is very important to us.
Your call is very important to us. Kentucky doesn't believe in that. If all their operators are busy, you get all operators are busy, goodbye, and they just hang up on you.
Neat.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I thought Southerners were charming and delightful and helpful. Not this organization.
So you had to keep calling
So
until you got somebody.
yeah, so I have tried for the past week. Remember, I got this letter on Saturday. It is now Thursday. I have tried every day. They open at 8. I have literally tried calling at 7:58, at 7:59, 8 o'clock, and 8:01. There must be one person manning this phone because I have yet to get through to anybody. Now, once I realized sort of the futility of trying to call this number, I did find on their website. So let me be clear: the exact type of unemployment that I was signed up for is pandemic unemployment assistance, or PUA, which is a type of unemployment insurance. And apparently Kentucky is really, really bad at their websites. Apparently them and Michigan and one other state in the Southwest, I can't remember which one, had like a comically high rate of fraud. Like the Department of Labor has statistics on the type of identity fraud related to pandemic assistance. Most states are in the 8 or 9%, sometimes 10. Like Michigan and Kentucky are like in the 40%. Like it's stupid. Okay. So it's like all you need is somebody's social security number and address, and you could literally sign up for unemployment insurance or assistance. Like it's that easy. Okay. I didn't know this at the time. I've since done some research, but so this all happens all week, but also on Monday, plot twist, I get another letter in the mail. It is a Bank of America card that is basically an EBT card that contains access to my unemployment benefits.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, so here's the scam. So somebody signed me up for this, and they have my social security number, which is a problem. And they have this PIN number. They have this PIN number that they can use to access a website. Now, they can. The part that I am unsure about is, can they request the funds directly from the Kentucky, whatever bureau this is that's responsible for this money, or does it need to go to this bank account where they can then withdraw it? Well, I don't know if they realize this, but like the mail's going to my house, so I don't know how would get the money.
How they get to the getting the money instead of you getting the money.
What I suspect is they could submit a request to have a check mailed or direct deposited somewhere. And apparently, once what these people do is they immediately have this money deposited in some bank account that is like Bitcoin friendly, and then the money gets converted to Bitcoin and you never see it. Now, what's going to happen to me? Like, let's say I hadn't caught this. Now, if I hadn't caught this, what was going to happen to me is at the end of the year, I'm going to get a 1099 from Kentucky saying, hey, here's this $43,000 that you asked for. Now pay taxes on it.
That's not good.
Yeah. So I've just been trying. Now, when I realized the futility of calling like this main number, their website also lists like these branch offices, and they are of no help whatsoever. Like they are like, and maybe you're familiar with this, but here in Ohio, like sometimes the Kiwanis agency mans the DMV.
Oh, okay.
Like like there are like contractors for the DMV. That's what a lot of these satellite offices are in Kentucky for this agency. They don't have any ability to look up my data. They don't have anybody there to like reset my PIN or say stop this. They're just there to like help get you to the other people that can do this. But what I eventually did do is I eventually found a gentleman that was able to sort of explain to me. He's like, yeah, we get a lot of these. It happened to me. I was like, that doesn't really help me.
Right.
He's like, yeah, just, make sure you fill out this form. And he gave me the URL, and I already filled out this form. Like I basically had to like, freeze my credit, which is exactly what you want to do in the middle of trying to buy a house. And I had to file a police report, and I had to fill out this form, and I had to let the IRS know. So it's just been this wild roller coaster ride of stuff. I canceled the Bank of America thing. And what's really kind of comical to me is like when you open the envelope that like contains the bank card, there's like this big red insert. If you did not request this, call this number, and it's the same number that keeps hanging up on you. So it's like they clearly know that this is a problem, but they don't give you any easy way to fix it. So that's been my big adventure of the week. Now, the other thing that really annoys me here, right? So how did this happen? Like, how did somebody get my ID and address? Well, first of all, the letters and all the correspondence are addressed to Drew, which, if you know me at all, that's not really my
That's
name.
not your name. Yes.
That is not my name. Okay. Like anytime there's like legalities or like jail time involved, like I go by my real name, right? Which is Andrew. Like my given name is Andrew. Okay. But I just go by Drew. I've gone by Drew for many years now. It's just easier to say because I have a really burdensome last name. So I feel like I'm doing everybody a favor by making it easier to have.
It's easy to say. It's for good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you nailed it. Got it in one. And all these things are addressed to Drew. Now, listen, there have been enough high-profile hacks that I'm not naive enough to think that my social security number is not out there in the ether, in the wild. I think most people's are. I do a pretty good job of protecting my identity. I use different passwords for things. I use password managers. I monitor my credit. I monitor my bank accounts like crazy. I feel like I do probably above average work to keep my identity kind of safe, which basically, if you know me at all, I don't believe in coincidences either. Now, I have been working with a mortgage broker. When you work with a mortgage broker, you have to upload documents to secure websites. I didn't feel bad about that, but I don't know what happens to those documents once they leave the secure site. So if you are the mortgage broker or you're the mortgage company and you have access to these documents and their computers are compromised, like who knows, right?
Right.
But again, this is all addressed to Drew. Everything in the mortgage process has been under Andrew. So I'm not ready to blame them for this mess, but I have seen a huge uptick in my spam email and now this ever since I have sort of started this process. So I don't know. I don't know how this happens. It's extremely disheartening. It's extremely stressful. I have holds on all my credit stuff, and I requested free credit reports. Again, my credit has been hit with many requests over the past month as I go through this process. But I've looked at all my credit reports from all three credit bureaus. There isn't anything on there that I can't explain. So I don't think that it goes beyond this current scenario, but who knows?
Right.
Yeah, extremely stressful.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. I hope you get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And like I'm stressing about the whole thing in general,
right?
Because we're rapidly approaching closing, and like this is like the last thing I need right now.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I've talked a lot this episode. I want to give you a chance to say stuff. Tell me about this.
Well, oddly enough, I need your help, Drew, because I think you have opinions on some of these things. So, a combination of things have kind of happened. One. I'm going back into the world more often. So I'm leaving my house and doing things. And for me, that involves to get ready, I put a bunch of things in my pocket. I put my phone, my wallet, and my keys in my pocket, put my shoes on, and go out and face the day. And now that I have started, I'm back to the no case lifestyle for my iPhone. I really enjoy the feel of my iPhone in my pocket. It's nice, it's sleek, it's slim, it's not bulky. It feels good. My wallet and keychain, key ring, whatever you want to call that, my keys, on the other hand, are hot garbage. And I think it's time for an upgrade. So before I get started, let me explain my situation to you first. I have a leather bifold wallet. It's got my ID, some credit cards, some other stuff in there, and a little place for money. It's fine, but I think I can do better. And my key ring is basically chaos personified. It's I basically have one of those, if you picture a key ring, right? One of those things that's circular and you can spread it open and put keys on it. Well, I've got one of those. It's got a grand total of 3 keys on it and a bottle opener and now an AirTag. And then I have a carabiner, which then I use to attach whichever car I'm going to be in at a given time. Because, like car key fobs are they're too big. They're too big. and I don't want to carry both my wife's and mine if I'm not, don't need both of them. So I'll just attach the one I need to my keys. And it is, I got them right here. It's an abomination, Drew. I need help. What should I do?
All right. Well, you and I have had this discussion off air before.
We have, yes.
I have several recommendations. I'll sort of start with what I think is going to be the harder one first.
Okay.
I really think you need to ditch your wallet.
Okay.
So here's the thing. What I have come to realize in the amount of time that I have traveled is that for most scenarios, if I'm traveling to a restaurant or I'm traveling to the gym or I'm going just out and about, all I really need are three things. I need my phone, I need my driver's license, I need some form of electronic payment like a credit card, or if you're one of those, tap to pay with my phone people, or your watch even, right? You sort of narrow the need to carry a ton of different cards with you.
Okay.
And your vehicle's key fob if you are driving. If you are not driving, that is one less thing that you personally need to carry, especially if you're with your lady friend and they have like cavernous purses to tuck things in, right? So for me, my sort of EDC or everyday carry for you for you people who aren't in the know, that's my go-to. Now, I invested in the Apple little leather wallet that uses the MagSafe magnet to go on the back of my phone. So literally, it's just my phone with the three most important cards I have. That is my driver's license, my debit card, and my main sort of credit card that I use for everything. Now, that isn't to say that I don't have quick access or quick-ish access to the rest of the things that I would put in my wallet. So what I do is I have kind of a small bifold that I tuck into my computer bag, that I sort of tuck in my bag if I'm going to be traveling to the office or I'm going to be traveling to another state, for work. So I have access to things like my healthcare card or another credit card or whatever else I have in my wallet that I would need, if that makes sense.
Okay, it does.
So on my immediate person, I have really kind of have figured out that that's all I really need. Now, okay, so the only sort of scenario that doesn't account for, though, is an emergency. If I have to go to an urgent care or I need to go to a hospital for some unidentified bowel issue that I still don't know what that was. A lot of these places already have my insurance information on file, but if I know I'm going to be going to the doctor's office in urgent care, I just have to have the presence of mind to sort of take that out of my bag or have in my phone on a secure note or something like my information that shows up on my card so they can look it up. So my first sort of like challenge to you would be, how do I get rid of that wallet?
Right. So I'm going to need to have more than a couple of cards because I don't think I've been mentally scarred in a way. So I don't think I'm ever going to be able to go somewhere without my health insurance card. I've had enough emergencies and enough nights in the hospital. It's just burned into my brain. But I definitely could slim down quite a bit.
Okay, so my next sort of challenge to you would be is you're going to need an intermediary. If there aren't going to be things that you can keep in a bag, like a work bag or something that you would carry with you most places, the next best place for this stuff is your car.
Okay.
So like the center console of your car or your glove box, somewhere where you could stash this thing so that, yeah, maybe it's not on your immediate person,
okay,
but it's in a place where if you had to go to the hospital, it's already in a place where it's gonna travel most of the way with you.
Okay, I can get behind this. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So that would be sort of challenge number one for you. Okay, is to try to get away from the wallet lifestyle because look, cash isn't a thing that I have done for any number of years. Now that can make it awkward if I'm going to somebody's house and we're all buying pizza. Like that makes it hard. Like I just let me Venmo you. No, nobody wants that. Like people want cash in hand. Like I get it. So it's not going to be ideal for situations like that. But again, I keep a few dollars in both bills and coins in my car as well because I might need to get on a toll road or I might need to go to somebody's house and just have a few bucks to throw into something, right? So I sort of take an inventory, and like the center console of my car is where all of this goes down. Okay. So that would be sort of my first piece of advice to you. And if you can sort of get down to one or two cards, then you could look at something that could attach to your phone, like the Apple Wallet, or
Nope.
or one of those sleek, okay, or one of those sleek, small, really thin wallets that just hold one or two cards.
Okay.
I think the thing that you will have to be careful of if you do this is you're definitely not going to want to stow that in the same pocket as your iPhone because it'll scratch at the back of your
It's okay. My lifestyle is my phone goes by itself into my left pants pocket, and literally anything else goes into the right.
Okay. So now let's tackle the easier one.
Okay.
So I want you to take out your key ring.
I have it here just so you can hear it.
All right. So okay, it sounds like there's quite a few keys on there. Can you just rattle off for me really quickly what keys are on that key ring?
Okay. I have 3. I could probably get down to 2. Maybe we'll see. Hold on. I don't know. Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Before you begin, this does not include your car key fob.
This
right?
This does not include my.
That's
car
what I
key
thought.
fob.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So I'm not counting my car key fob. Just keys on there. I have a key to the front door. I have a key to the inside garage door, and I have a key to my MF and mailbox.
All right. Got it. Okay, yep. So let me ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
We're gonna choose your own adventure here.
Okay.
When you come home from someplace by yourself, meaning you went to the store, you went to pick up gas station pizza, wherever it is that you go, right? And you come home, are there times where the children sort of lock the doors because they're the only ones home?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so you're coming home from somewhere. The kids have locked all the doors to stay safe and secure, as good kids do. So you need a way to get into the house.
I do, yes.
Okay. Perfect. Understood. Now, your mailbox. Do you walk or do you drive to your mailbox? Most of the time. I can see them being both, but
pre-COVID, I would drive to my mailbox. I would just stop on my way home from work. Post-COVID, I walk to my mailbox.
All right. Perfect. And then you have the carabiner on there to sort of attach whatever vehicle you are driving.
Yes, and I hate it. Yes.
Okay.
And
my advice,
I have an AirTag.
And you have an AirTag
Yes.
to locate these keys because you need them.
Yes.
So I guess just one more question that sort of comes out of that then. So it seems to me that your car key is your car key fob is not usually with your keys.
Yes, I basically, whatever car I'm going to be taking, whether it's my wife's or my car, I'll just attach those at the last possible minute to my keys to kind of have them in my pocket together. I could just throw it in my pocket separately, I know, but for some reason it just makes sense for me to attach it to my keys. This is why I'm here, Drew. I need help.
Okay. So here is my advice. You don't need any of these keys on your immediate person at any time.
Okay.
Now here's why, okay? Just like with the bifold wallet that you're going to stash somewhere else that will be nearby and have access to it in the immediate, your house keys, you're only ever really going to need when you're arriving back at your home. Now, I could see that there might be some edge cases where maybe you have gotten dropped off by somebody where you might need those keys. But, you know, if I were you, I would find maybe a secure location in your garage to stash an extra maybe, because I'm assuming you have a garage door code.
Yes, I do.
The only situation that this is going to completely lock you out of is if the power goes out.
So you're beginning to sound like someone who has never tried to get into the house when the power's been out.
No, I definitely have. I have broken windows to get into my house. I've had to do that. I'm not going to lie. So I would say that most of the time you're going to be arriving at your house from a vehicle where these keys can be stored.
See, again, I've had my car in my previous life where I lived before. I've had my car broken into too many times to leave keys in my car.
Sure. Okay. But okay. Okay. Point taken.
Yeah.
But what I'm attempting to get you to here is to just have basically 3 things in your pockets at all times: your current vehicle key fob if you are traveling by vehicle, your phone, and your now super slim wallet. That's the lifestyle I'm trying to get you to.
Okay.
The problem is that, you know, okay, hold on. So now we're in the let's find a product that suits Paul's lifestyle.
Okay.
I think I can help you.
Okay.
If keeping those keys nearby is absolutely something you need to do,
I
let's take
probably
a
don't
look.
need all three of them at all times. I could probably go into my house and get my mailbox key at any time. I
That
probably can live
exactly
with. I can
you're
probably live with only the front door or only the garage door key. I probably don't
right.
need both.
You need one
Yes,
key.
one key.
That's really all you
Yes,
need, and
one
really,
key.
it's probably your back door key in case the power is out,
Yeah, right.
or your front door, right? Not your garage.
The garage,
door,
the garage and back door are the same key. So yeah.
Okay, all right, good to know. Um, let me see here. I remember seeing, and I have to find it. I thought there was an awesome little key holder. Well, that could not be the opposite of what I would see you carrying. So they make these little things. They make these little covert like key holders where the key basically sits on like a hinge and it
Okay.
folds into a
Yeah.
small metal like receptacle.
I've seen
right?
those. Yeah.
I think that that's probably what you're going to be after here.
Okay.
Where you could keep one, maybe two keys tops in the same pocket that you're going to keep your slim wallet.
Okay.
Just because, again, if you're like, that's the kind of thing, and I'm going to have this problem when I move to my new house probably as well, but that's the kind of thing I would probably drop in my backpack because I'm probably not going to go anywhere without my backpack. If I ever start traveling for work again. Oh, this might work. Hold on. What is this? Optional finger loop.
Ooh.
No, that's not what I think. Yeah, I can't seem to find. I'm looking for like a wallet that does both. It's super slim and maybe has like a little tuck for a key.
Like a single key. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this might be it right here. This is close. That's Pinterest. No, you don't.
Don't send me a Pinterest link. I will stab you.
No, I'm not. I would never do that to you. You're my friend. Hold on. I'm close. I feel like I'm close to like finding the right search term that gives me. That's Etsy. That's somehow worse.
I'm okay with
let's
Etsy.
see.
Etsy's fine.
okay with
Etsy's
Etsy?
fine. That's, I'm supporting
Okay,
someone's
so I'm
small
gonna-
business.
Yeah, okay. Here, I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. I'm not suggesting you buy this one because I don't think it looks very nice, but you're gonna be in the market that's something like this.
Oh,
That's pretty
okay.
close.
I
That's
see
pretty
what
close,
that got
right? You got
going
your
on.
three cards,
Yes.
even a bottle opener in there if that's somehow important to your lifestyle. But yeah, that looks to me like what you would do. Now, the only thing awkward about these wallets, and I'm sort of glad they have a picture of this, is when you want to unlock something, you're basically turning the whole wallet.
Yeah, I do see that, but
But again, hopefully that's the exception, not the
like
rule.
the exception. Yes, exactly.
So I don't know. Minimalist key holder wallet.
Okay, so
Minimalist
I see
key holder wallet.
this one's broken kind of into two. You have your one half for your keys and stuff, and the cards go in the other.
Right.
And then there's even
I'm
a little
trying to find
slot for
one.
some cash. So if you wanted to put some money in there, you could fold it up and put it in there.
Aluminum liquid wallet modern key holder. The art of refinement. Now this looks like something I think you could probably get behind. No, I take it back. It's definitely not. Because the keys hang off of it. We don't. Oh no! Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. This might be closer. This might
Okay.
be closer to what you're looking for. I'm gonna drop this link in here. I'm not familiar with this company. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this one, but this is getting us closer to what I think you should look for. And I'm sure that there's probably a million knockoffs of these.
Sure.
But it looks to me, if I'm looking at these pictures correctly, there are ways to tuck key. You can either put keys on the key ring or you can tuck keys into the wallet.
Oh, and it includes a 32 gig USB.
All right, to keep all that porn.
Yeah,
Got to have that with you.
exactly.
I mean, who hasn't been in a hotel room and hasn't needed porn?
I mean, just in case of emergencies, break out wallet.
Right. Yeah, I got my walk around porn.
Oh, okay.
We're getting closer. But I think this
I
might
could see that.
put you on the right path for what you would need, right? Because it'd be ideally you would sort of combine, because you are going to want to carry a wallet. You might as well carry something that can hold your keys as well.
Yeah. Huh.
So let me see. Let me just do one more little search here and see if we can't find. I'm trying to think if there's particular brands that I would sort of recommend. Ooh, this Bang Good New Bring RFID blocking wallet card holder metal money clip men wallet.
Oh, that
Nope.
sounds like some good Amazon SEO right there.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of it's some kind of SEO. Yeah, I have not. Armor Supply Company RFID blocking wallet for men with what? Men with what? It just says men with. Men with what?
Men with stuff to put in their pockets.
Yeah, this is they're offering you the two-piece deal, right? You got the little key. So I'll send you this to kind of show you what the two-piece would look like, right? So Armor Supply Company, I feel like I've heard about before. This would be sort of your alternative if you want to go to the minimalist wallet plus have like the external key holder.
It's orange. I
But
like
that's just
orange.
yeah, I think they have different.
Okay.
It's aluminum, right? So it's going to be
aluminum.
light.
Okay. 1 to 12 cards, 5 bills.
Yeah, what's inside the box? What's inside the box? Get out of here. No, I don't want to chat with you. What's in the box? Wallet, money clip, multi-tool card,
It's got one
key
okay,
holder,
Yeah, I see that.
elastic cash strap, replacement screws, bottle opener, mini screwdriver, and stickers. So if you want the two piece, I mean, some of them, I'm sure there's other companies that do this too, but you could have one key and one bottle opener on that little second boy that you keep in your wallet, and they won't jangle, right? You just keep them in your front pocket.
Yeah. That's really just I mean, honestly, out of everything, it's the jangle of the keychain that is just getting to me. Like,
Yeah,
it's unwieldy. It never lays in the pocket in a good way. There's always a key pushing into my thigh while I'm driving.
well,
Yeah.
and again, remember, I sort of would probably look for an all-in-one solution. But if you did go this route where you had the secondary thing, if you're going somewhere where you're going to have your laptop bag, pretty easy just to drop that in there,
That's true.
right? So
I kind of like
something to think about. Anyway, I think this is the direction I would sort of steer you, right? Is get something to hold your keys, get something to, curb your wallet a bit, go through, curtail it a little bit, trim it down, and then get that. You've already in the no case phone zone. So you have one pocket dedicated to your phone. You have the other pocket dedicated to one or two keys tops, probably just one, and then your super slim wallet. I feel like that's where you're going to go. Now, with all this extra space in your wallet, are you looking for more things to carry in your pockets, or you just want to?
I just want to get down. I just want to get down to something less things in my pocket. I mean,
so you're not looking for a cool knife.
I have a pocket knife that I do. I can throw in my pocket. I usually do have some sort of knife in my laptop bag. Which is only awkward when you forget about it and you go through airport security.
Yeah, I've been there.
And so I'm okay there. I have a pocket knife right here at my desk.
There you go. All right. How do you feel about all that? I would. I mean, if I were you, I think your next step would be just kind of shop around, see what you like.
I definitely
and then...
need to shop. I'm looking at the stuff at this Armor, and they seem to have a design aesthetic that just like tickles my brain.
Not you.
No, it does. I think I like it. I think
is.
I like it. But I don't know. Maybe without the logo. I don't know. We'll have to see. Something definitely in this. Yeah.
So if you sort of start clicking around their website, this very much reminds me of the wallet, which I had the Ridge wallet. Let me see if I can see that Ridge.
Yeah,
wallet.
they're big at they're still big in this space. Yeah.
Let's see if they have a key holder real quick. Just the wallets products. Let's go to products. Looks like they've expanded a bit since I've been here.
Of course.
A lot of backpacks, leather keychain.
They have a leather keychain.
We don't want a keychain.
That's the opposite of what I want. Yes.
Cavity tray. All right. What kind of cavities are we talking about? Bottle opener.
They have
bolt action pen.
Space pen. They have a space pen.
Get the fuck out of here.
Space pen.
Gotta go to space. Space. I don't see any key.
What is a bolt action pen? I have to find out what a bolt action pen is.
Let's look at the bolt action pen. It's going in the show notes for those of you want to follow along.
Right, where's the copy? Where's the copy? Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
Features. Oh, there it is. You gotta scroll down.
Yeah, but it doesn't say what makes it bolt action.
Take one instrument used by virtually every profession, from teachers to engineers, doctors to screenwriters, so on and so forth. We proudly designed this pen to fill in the bubbles of any situation. Taking notes has never felt better. Yeah, what makes it bolt action?
Okay,
There's not anything in the video.
okay. So scroll up a little bit. So you're looking at this in the notes.
Oh no!
So
no!
to depress it, there is this bolt that you slide down and then move over into a locking position.
Much like a bolt action rifle.
And then to release it, you slide it back and then up. I guess there's probably a spring that pushes it back up. Yes.
The perfect gift for the people with the Blue Lives Matter bumper stickers in your life. I feel like this is what they would probably get hard for this. Yeah. Just seems like an extra step to get to my pen. Perfectly balanced. The weight of the materials are distributed evenly along the length of the entire pen, allowing for a smooth, effortless writing process.
I'm sure it's a fine pen. Just
Wow, look at these reviews. 5 reviews, all 5 stars.
It's
from a pen guy.
It's the reviews on the company website. Like they're not going to keep the 1-star reviews on there. Or
I mean, the titanium one is $105.
Yeah, it's not a cheap pen.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
No.
I mean, from the looks of it, you could probably kill a man with this. Like, if you hit him hard enough, or you stab him, you could probably.
That's what they're not saying. This is actually
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I would love to put a comment in there saying, "Great pen.
This pen saved my life. I'm doing it.
I murdered a man.
Pen saved me and my family.
No, I stood my ground with my pen and protected my family.
Oh my god. There I was. We heard the shattering of the glass in the dead of night. I reached for my pistol, but realized I was out of ammunition. I forgot to put it back in after I cleaned it. I looked at my wife, the terror clear in her eyes, and I said, "Give me the bolt pen." Proceeded to stalk my prey through my own home. When confronted, the individuals quickly and expertly jabbed the pen into their solar plexus and released the bolt. He shriveled and recoiled in horror. I watched the man die in front of me, the life draining from his eyes. Of course, I was cleared of all charges because this was self-defense.
Hashtag America.
Oh my god. Hashtag Castle Doctrine. I'm gonna leave that review. I have a feeling they don't screen these things.
We'll see. I would love to see a screenshot with your review in it.
All right.
Oh, but see, but I bet since you're not a verified buyer, see, that's going to be the thing.
Is the joke worth $75?
I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, I don't think so either. But yeah, you don't have to go very deep in the Armor Supply Company to see a lot of American flags flying around in there either.
Yeah, that is very true.
But I'll tell you though, I'm looking at some of the other products on the Armor Supply Company website, and the copper one looks pretty dope.
Yeah, it looks kind of like it's fake wood grain, but it's very dark.
Well, there's copper, which I think is probably real copper at that price point. There's a carbon fiber one, which those are usually too glossy for me. The bamboo one intrigues me a little bit, and then the rest are aluminum in different colors. So you could probably find one that really mets, brass and copper. I think would be what I would go for.
Yeah, I like the copper more than the brass, but that bamboo one does look nice too.
Yeah, bamboo looks pretty dope. Like, you take that on the table, people know you're gonna have the aesthetic. Now, for $90, you get $90 could change your life here. I think
it could. Yes, it absolutely could.
RFID blocking too, which is pretty nice. There's even a picture of a guy petting a dog on here. This website was made for me.
Oh, yeah.
There's pictures further down. Yeah, there's pictures further down and more reviews. Very sturdy. Spectacular. Beautiful piece. Thank you for noticing. Oh, there's a guy with the copper.
Yeah, I see that.
There's actually, I'm trying to zoom in to see. I kind of like the look of that. Next to a Caucasian man's hand, you can definitely see kind of the finish. Yeah, I don't know, man. This might be worth a reco. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look at these more, and I might make a purchase before next week. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're the kind of guy that drops a lot of money on, really cool tactical belt.
I do.
Stuff.
My belts are awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of them, but I still like them.
Yeah. Okay. One last topic before we call it a night here. A few shows ago, we talked about backing up NASs to Backblaze. We basically sung the praises of Backblaze. Paul, I have yet to successfustly back up my NAS,
Oh
and I suspect
no.
it's because I'm doing it wrong.
Oh no. What's
Okay,
happening?
so it's your turn to help me.
Okay.
So I'm logged into my NAS right now, my Synology NAS, and I'm using 3.1 terabytes. That is my total NAS. That is my total
Okay.
NAS storage right
That's
now.
not a
I still
lot.
have.
Okay.
It's not a lot, right? Um, I'm just overly paranoid about storing some of the things on my NAS in the cloud. So when I originally set this up, I was doing the cloud sync option, and you can turn on the default encryption. And I thought I had turned on every bit of encryption, but it still has all the file names, and you're still able to download. I think so. I wasn't really satisfied with that. And plus, it was taking a really long time to back up. And I have pretty good internet. So I have since switched that to use Hyper Backup instead, which basically creates a disk image of your NAS. It treats it very much like Time Machine, where you can do like point in time restores of different files.
Okay.
But I have yet to get a successful run. I originally set up the Hyper Backup to back up the entire NAS. It ran for 4 days and only got to like 20%, and then the power went out. So that's great.
Never tried Hyper Backup.
Are you doing Hyper Backup or are you doing Sync?
No, I'm doing Cloud Sync. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple different Cloud Sync jobs, and
Just backing up different parts of your NAS. So that's going to be my first question. Like, do you back up the whole hog, or you got it broken down?
No,
into
I've got it
different
broken
jobs?
down into different things. It backs up like a portion of my Plex library. Well, 3 different pieces of my Plex library. It backups my generic documents folder, and I back up the share that has all of our podcast files on it. And then I also I've also been playing around with what do they call it, like Synology Drive, as like a OneDrive, iCloud Drive alternative, and it works pretty well. And I also back up that to B2 just as kind of a safety net. But
Yeah, what's
both
interesting,
works.
the hyper backup application, it's really cool because the one thing Cloud Sync doesn't do is it doesn't support your own custom. I mean, it has encryption, but this, like, when I'm using Hyper Backup, I've turned on encryption on the bucket I'm backing up to, and then I'm also using an encryption key, which is an actual like certificate, right? Not just a passphrase. Like, it actually downloads a key whenever you set it up. So like my files are like locked out on Backblaze with like a certificate that I've since backed up somewhere else, right? Because I want to be able to restore this in case I have a problem. But when you want to do a restore, it very much like Time Machine, you launch Hyper Backup and you can click the button to say, give me this file, and it will restore it back. And what's also nice is let's say I got let's say like this NAS blows up and I have to replace it. I can mount a different NAS's Hyper Backup.
Got it. That's nice.
Yeah. Now Backblaze B2 is not directly supported in Hyper Backup, but you can use the Amazon S3 interface because the Backblaze B2 buckets are like S3 compatible, right? All the same like URL endpoint schemes, all the same API methods. So that's what it's using. I kicked off a backup again on Tuesday of about a terabyte. And it's 3 days later, and I'm at 83% of backing up that particular part of my NAS.
See, my biggest bucket in B2 is only like 1.2 terabytes.
Is that your movies one, or is that the podcast one?
That it has both. It has a combination. It's basically a combination of my Plex backups and the podcast stuff, and then just some random documents and whatnot.
Got it.
So.
Now, you're comfortable with just Cloud Sync and your file names and all that stuff being out there?
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to, get access to my, like, they'd have to get the IDs and keys. Like, they'd have to hack a lot of things to be able to pull that stuff up. And I'm sure all that stuff's stored encrypted anyway, like the keys on my Synology Drive and, the keys that Synology Cloud Sync uses to talk to Backblaze. Or they'd have to hack my like Backblaze account, and I have 2FA there, and I have 2FA on my Synology, and yeah, I do.
Really, you have 2FA on your Synology? Yeah, how do you do that?
Absolutely. If you go, where is it? If you go into
Control panel.
Security? click on your your little icon for yourself where it has you in the upper rank. Go to personal. There should be
Okay.
but I'm also running version 7 of DiskStation Manager, so mine may be a little different.
Others, enable browser desktop notifications, accounts, enable two-step verification.
Yep,
okay.
yep.
Oh, email notification service is not enabled. So it's only handled through email?
No, I use my the Authenticator app for it.
Really? It's only giving me the option. So if I go to personal, enable two-step verification, the email notification service is not enabled. Please enable and set up the email notification.
So I think your Synology is going to need to be able to send you emails before it does that. I don't think it's related. I think it's just something there in case like there's I think you can use it to like reset your password or something if as an extra like oh shit step.
Okay.
So
what do you use for the emails?
I have it literally just hooked up to my Gmail account and it sends emails through there. So it works.
All right.
Yep.
That's what I got to do then.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I learned something. I got to turn that on too.
Yep. And then there's also like this security advisor you can run that'll just generally look at your Synology and tell you things that you're doing wrong. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, I'm good, baby. I got 5 green check marks.
There you go.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's a podcast. Let's wrap this one up.
Yeah. As always, you can find us on the internet at doingtheirbest.com. You can find us on Twitter at doingbestpod. I'm on Twitter at Paul Baylor. And where are you, Drew?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Pittfurg, Pittfurg.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.